I think for me, one of the things that I was surprised by is the really high bot traffic volume.
Mm-hmm.
So interestingly,
3 billion transactions, was it?
That's right.
Yeah.
So interestingly, we've seen a slight downturn in the number, the absolute number of human-initiated attacks, and by that I mean anything that isn't an automated bot attack.
Right.
But conversely, we've seen a growth in automated bot attacks, and I think when you look at some of the regions where those bots are originating, we're seeing bots coming from places like Malaysia, Vietnam, Brazil, some of the kind of growth economies. It almost feels to me like, stolen identity data that is kind of feeding these bot attacks is giving these countries almost like a growth economy of cybercrime. It's actually fueling a kind of an industry in its own right, if you like, of cybercrime. And so I think for me, that huge growth in volume of automated traffic was quite a worrying one. And obviously something that we want to kind of monitor over time. But it definitely feels like that bot traffic is kind of like almost like the lowest common denominator and the easiest option. Cyber criminals are using that information to kind of slice down lists of stolen identity data and then launch these kind of fast automated attacks on, say, an e-commerce merchant's login process to try and kind of hack into good user accounts. So I think, that kind of growth in bot traffic is definitely one to watch for us.
Yeah, and you're saying also that the number of human-initiated attacks has gone down as bot traffic has exponentially risen. So is there, is there like a sudden ease of being able to sort of set bots, like a change in the technology that makes it, easier for you to sort of just initiate these things and have done with it, whereas before you'd have to
I don't know whether I would make a direct correlation between the fact that human-initiated attacks have fallen and bots have grown. I think, the fact of life now is that stolen identity data is out there. Yeah. Most of us have probably had some item or some element of our identity credentials stolen at some point, and it is available, and it's fairly cheap to buy on the dark web. And so that stolen identity data that is being fed by data breaches is becoming a kind of part and parcel of these automated bot attacks. And so they represent a kind of a quick and easy, relatively easy way to sort of monetize that data. I don't know that I would make a direct correlation. And I think for me, I want to see what happens to the trends in our next half year report to see how those trends are kind of playing out, to see whether, it's something that we continue to see.